Shalom, brothers and sisters. It's your brother Yahweh Sabah. I want to give all honor, glory, praise to Yahweh, Hashem, and Mashiach, Malak, Yahweh Shai. Peace, salutation, hopeful, like scattered about across the four corners of the earth. Learning and teaching this gospel in truth and sincerity. Shalom. Today, I want to get into some news and prophecy. So let's get right here. Started off with the book of Matthew. Let's get this Yahweh Shai red letter real quick. It's Matthew 26. Book of Matthew, chapter 26. Verse 41, watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. Shai in red letter, he's going into it. Watch and pray. That's why we're watchmen unto the house of Israel. We're looking for all the news that's going on. We tie it to prophecy. Okay, this is all linked to prophecy. What's going on in the world? What's going on out there in the Middle East? Okay, the nations are being gathered. That's biblical prophecy. Okay, so then we pray without ceasing. That's why we got to pray more and more. That as it comes to Yahweh Shai's approach, we got to pray more and more. That's just showing you your fear of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. You increase those prayers and hoping that Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, the intercessor, brings them to the Yahweh. He's the only one that can bring the prayers to Yahweh. You have to go through Yahweh Shai to get to Yahweh. That's why we got to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai in the name of Yahweh Shai. Because Yahweh Shai, if it wasn't for him dying on that cross, shedding that blood, we would never be able to receive this Holy Ghost. Let's read this again. Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. And that's why we watch and pray, so we don't enter into temptation. That's how we overcome temptation, by watching and you pray. That's what increases your faith, and so on and so forth too as well. And it increases your chances to get this salvation if you fulfilled your course and followed the apostles' doctrine and the principles in Hebrews chapter 6. That's how you move on to perfection. The flesh, it wants comfort. So you can't take the easy route, but that's what the flesh wants. It wants the easy route. We got to stay in the spirit and take the fiery trial. The flesh doesn't have a right or wrong. It just wants comfort. So we have to move in the spirit concerning prophecy through prophecy. So we can meet the author and finisher of our faith, because he's going to return sooner than later. And that's what we want, salvation from him, Yahweh Radazah. Because Yahweh Shai, he's the route to everlasting life. So we got to do what we can to fulfill our course, overcome temptations by staying in the fruits of the Spirit.
Let me see if I can find it. So Israel is continuing to assassinate major members of the Hezbollah military, which is not helping the situation on the ground in Israel right now. So I hope you can see this article. This is coming in from Zero Hedge, another Hezbollah senior commander reportedly taken out in Israeli airstrike. So let me increase this so you can see it. Another senior Hezbollah official has been killed in a targeted Israeli drone strike the day following the killing of elite Hezbollah Special Forces commander Wassim Hassan al-Tawi. Tuesday's airstrike killed Ali Hussein Barji, widely described as the commander of the Hezbollah aerial forces in southern Lebanon. He reportedly oversaw Hezbollah drone forces, which has sent hundreds of explosive-laden UAVs as well as drones for the collection of surveillance over northern Israel in the last 2 months. While the death was widely reported in the international media, Hezbollah later in the evening denied that Barji had been killed. According to Reuters News, Hezbollah denies the Israeli Defense Forces killed al-Hussein Barji, the terror group's drone commander in southern Lebanon, saying in a statement that the commander was never subjected to any assassination attempt, as the enemy has claimed. The attack reportedly happened in the town of Kibbutz Slim within hours before al-Tawani's funeral procession. Israeli media had characterized the hit as a direct retaliation for an earlier drone attack on a northern Israeli base. Barji was killed hours after an explosion explosive-laden drone launched by Hezbollah blew up in the IDF Northern Command headquarters at Safed. Barji was involved in the attack on the base. Hezbollah claimed responsibility for the attack, which struck a major IDF command center, and said it had launched a number of explosive attack drones at the base in response to the alleged Israeli assassination of al-Tawai on Monday. And top Hamas officials, Salih al-Aruri, in Lebanon last week. So we have a major situation right now developing in Israel, northern Israel. They have taken out three Hezbollah top commanders just in the past week and a half. Hazim Nasrallah, which is the supreme commander of Hezbollah, has just stated that there will be a war with Israel. And everybody is holding their breath to find out what the response from Hezbollah will be. Now, folks, if this indeed supreme commander of Hezbollah has just stated...
So that supreme commander of Hezbollah just was stated that there's going to be a war with Israel. Israel knocked off 3 Hezbollah commanders. They took out 3 Hezbollah top commanders. So this is all going to lead to U.S. having to come in. This is what the Israelis want. Those small hatters want. They want the U.S. to come save them so they can fulfill their agenda, to fulfill what they want. So it's all going to lead to U.S. coming in, and Hezbollah is backed by Iran. So U.S. and Iran, that could get going to get into a war, and then boom, that's Ezekiel chapter 38 right there, because Iran is backed by Russia. It's all biblical prophecy. That's why they knocked off those 3 top commanders, because Hezbollah, they if you take off the commander, that takes away maneuvers and ways how to beat the Israelis, because Israelis can't handle them. So they wanted to take out the commander that was calling the shots, how to do the maneuvers, how to overtake the Israelis, because they were overtaking them, because they're stronger than them. So it's showing you right there. They took out those leaders, so they didn't have extra insight how to charge over them when they're going at it, and the Israelis are going against that proxy Hezbollah. So let's get right here. Book of Isaiah. Get right here. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 10. In verse 5, O Assyrian, the rod of my anger, the staff in their hand is my indignation. Yes, it's talking about Syrians. That's what it's talking about. And we know the ancient Assyrians, they were known for their military and its central government. That's what Babylon the Great is known for today. It's military. You know, that's what Esau was blessed with, the sword. Okay, that's going into that military. It's showing you, as today, that it's known for its military powers. So that they have similarities to the Assyrians. And the Romans, they studied their military because they had a strong military, the Assyrians. Read verse 5 again. O Assyrian, the rod of mine anger, the staff in their hand is mine indignation. Yeah, so it's talking about the Assyrians, but we know Babylon, right now, in this modern day time, Babylon is going to be the rod of Yahweh Shem Shai's anger. We went through that worst captivity under Esau, Edom, in Babylon the Great, Edom, America. And that was Yahweh Shem Shai's anger, because we broke the covenant and we went after other gods. So that was our punishment. So we had to suffer and go under our oppressor, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. It's just all biblical prophecy. That's too as well. So as well, that birth certificate shows right now that we're under this oppressor, man. This birth certificate shows that we're a slave and we're yet this day subject to payments, yet this day in our captivity. So Yahweh Shem Shai put us through this slavery, and he's going to turn up his anger again in Jacob's trouble for the two-thirds of our people, which we don't know who they are, and we hope not to be them. because Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is going to use Esau, Edom, the so-called white man again. Just now he's going to have way more technology than he ever had. He's going to be more efficient. It's all part of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's anger towards Jake. So verse 6, I will send him against an hypocritical nation, and against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge to take the spoil, to take the prey, and to tread them down like miry of the streets. Yeah, and the scriptures say, pride goeth before destruction. The great miseries for them that walked in great pride. Roughly paraphrasing too, it says in second Edges. This is why we shouldn't be walking in pride. You got to be a humble servant of Yahweh Shem Yahushai and come into repentance and get baptized in water in the name of Yahushai for remission of sins. Our people are a hypocritical nation, because when they go on these marches for Black Lives Matter and they terrorize people every day, they do it a lot. They do a lot of abortions, so on and so forth. We know Margaret Sanger, she's the one who set up our people by putting these abortion clinics in every hood just to get Jake to do it, but they fell to it. They fell for the snare. That girl is wicked for that. Okay, she's against our people. Okay, this is part of the enemy, Psalms 83. He had that hatred towards our people. Even I went through that as well too. Like a woman aborted my child, and it doesn't feel good, man. Losing a child, it doesn't feel good at all. It's wickedness that this society has created. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, he put these drugs here in Babylon the Great too, to have our people fall to that snare too, to sin and sell them, and so on and so forth. It was all by design. So we see Jake always falls to the snare. And this is what goes on in this wicked society. Okay, gun violence, adultery, robbing, scamming, it's all the norm. Running trains on women, but then they'll walk in these marches and say BLM, Black Lives Matter. It's a very hypocritical nation. These BLM leaders are lesbians too. They support the LGBTQ. It's all wickedness. Hey, that's all sin. It's a real hypocritical nation. They always say like pray for me, but when it comes to following the law, statutes, and commandments, or even talking to them about the true names or water baptism in his name, they don't want nothing to do with it. Because like I said, they don't have the fear of Yahweh Hashem and Mashiach Malak Yahushai. From Matthew chapter 15. In verse 8, send him against an hypocritical nation, against the people of my wrath I will send him against an hypocritical nation, and against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge to take the spoil and to take the prey and to tread them down like the mire of the streets. So Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to control Esau to this program, to do this. He's gonna program Esau to do this. He's gonna be a whipping stick on our people. Because we need salvation. We hope to get this mercy through Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. We need it because Yahweh Hashem Yahushai has Esau ready to do this. Esau is being loosed, and it's part of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's will. He's going to be a madman sparing none. And it's all part of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's wrath. So verse 7. Howbeit he meaneth not so, neither doth his heart think so, but it is in his heart to destroy and cut off nations, not a few. So Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is going to give Esau the decree to turn up by turning up his spirit to wreak havoc to Jake, because we're in that stage where it's building up. But people are worried about the distractions of like Cat Williams and Jake take it to another level. When he's going into houses, these celebrities are sellouts and they got to bend down to get what. Jake will watch that for 2 hours, but they won't get in the scriptures and meditate for 2 hours. They'd rather watch entertainment. That's all our people are about, is entertainment. Sit down and watch that Cat Williams video for hours, but nothing about Yahweh Hashem Yahushai for even 20 minutes.
opportunity welcomed me to a better future, not by solving more problems for me, action, but by empowering me to craft my own success.
Quién sabe cuánto llegará. Их крови мой носа, як захистимо їх майбутнє. Guys, we got a plan.
I nurture initiative. Strength. Resourcefulness. Creativity. And resilience. Balance to an imbalanced world by recognizing that if ideas are borderless, opportunity should be too. That's what builders do.
Nada de quítate.
We are here to enable builders like you to take action. Because you're the only one that understands that one unique problem. You're the only one that can solve it. Your world relies on you. Who can you rely on?
To show that video is to show you like this all coming to this CBDC, and this is what these nations want. Well, one world government. They're pushing it. This is the new world order. They're pushing technology, taking over the world. Technocracy to solve problems. And then all these nations and companies are fighting for a position within the New World Order. But we know the end game. CBDC is on the way, and it's going to be digital backed by the chip, the MOT to the B. A church, an AI church. Anthony Lewandowski relaunches AI church. So former Google engineer and tech entrepreneur Anthony Lewandowski, in a recent episode of Bloomberg's AIRIL podcast, said that he is relaunching his AI dedicated church. The controversial Silicon Valley figure and pioneer his self-driving cars first began the church 8 years ago while working at Google. Way of the Future in 2015 while working on Google's self-driving project Waymo, but it was shut down just a couple years later. Here says in 2020 he pleaded guilty to stealing trade secrets from Google, which resulted in an 18-month prison. However, less than 6 months later, he was pardoned by former United States President Donald Trump on the last day of his presidency. Relaunches his AI church, and that's what's coming. It's all AI technology is taking over.
This meeting, but days before they host this meeting, they tell the world we are no longer taking dollars for oil and food. You heard me right. United Arab Emirates, who's now embraced them, part of OPEC, seventh largest producer in the world, and they're not going to take dollars anymore. Now, it gets even more provocative than that. That's a massive shot across the bow, right? Not as provocative as Saudi Arabia and all of OPEC saying we're done, but it's a big one. What gets crazier than that, John, is that the day
Yes, we see it's 40 countries are gonna join the de-dollarization. That's what's going on. UAE is no longer taking U.S. dollars for oil. So we see this is all leading to all these other nations. They're leaving the dollar. They don't want to work with Esau no more when it comes to money. Okay, they're separating from Esau and joining the BRICS, and that's all leading to this money, this dollar to collapse, which is going to bring in the CBDC currency, and it's going to lead to the MOT to the B.
$34 trillion guy, J. Morgan, calls this a boiling frog situation for the economy. Let's simplify this. We've been told frequently that we're headed towards a debt bomb that's going to explode at some point in the future. Well, is it going to explode at any time in the near future? It's going to explode if we have a bad election result next year and continue the policies we have now. Taxes, more regulation, cutting defense, making more world unsafe. And that the prices will come, not because of the level of the debt, but bondholders will say, we have doubts about the future growth of this economy, its ability to innovate. We're not going to buy the bonds unless there's a higher price. The bond vigilantes will do it, not the particular number. We haven't heard from the bond vigilantes for some time, have we? But I think they're starting to reappear. So yeah, so 34 trillion is 34 trillion. He's spending 659 billion a year on interest. Well, and it's going to get worse. And some of the solutions suggested for the crisis of Social Security and healthcare are root canal without the anesthetic. And so there are good ways to deal with it, bad ways to deal with it. We're going to have a big discussion on it. We don't have to throw grandma over a cliff. Not yet. I'll remember that. Steve, thanks so much for being here. Appreciate it, Steve Phillips.
Yeah, and it's all gonna get worse because it is gonna get worse. Okay, this is Esau, even the so-called white man, is gonna bring out his solution, and then because 34 trillion, that's a big debt, and once this dollar collapses, he's gonna bring out his solution, and it's gonna be the CBDC, and it's gonna be ultimately it's gonna be the MOT to the B is gonna be the solution.
Hey Mom, hey Dad. It's me, Ella. Well, a digital version of me, just a bit older. Amazing what technology can do these days, isn't it? All you need are a couple of pictures, like the ones you share on social media, where they can be taken and used by everybody. I know for you these pictures are just memories, but for others, they are data. And for me, maybe the beginning of a horrible future. A future where my identity can be stolen, where I can go to prison for things that I would never do. Imagine my browser destroyed, Dad, or my voice copied to scam you, Mom.
Mom, I'm in trouble.
I need you to send me money, please. I don't want to become a meme, humiliated by everyone at school.
Kill yourself, you fucking loser.
And I certainly don't want this. What you share online is like a digital footprint that will follow me around for the rest of my life. I'm telling you this because I know you love me and would never do anything to harm me. So please, Mom, please, Dad, protect my virtual privacy.
Because that's what they would do right there. They frame the prophets through this AI technology, instead of having a photo of us and then creating it through that AI technology, saying we said something but we didn't say it, so that the prophets can be framed. Okay, the ones that are in that lot as a prophet. So we see what this AI technology is doing through Esau, even the so-called white man. He can frame people. Okay, and he wants to control the thoughts. He wants to know the thoughts of you, and he wants his mark on you. He wants his name on you. Okay, that's what he wants. wants you to give up your soul fully to Esau, even the so-called white man, by taking that charagma. Let's get right here.
Houthi terrorist group in Yemen toward international shipping lanes in the southern Red Sea today. At least 18 one-way suicide drones, 2 anti-ship cruise missiles, and 1 anti-ship ballistic missile have been launched by the Houthi rebels against the aircraft carrier strike group. This is breaking news. Let's go to Twitter for the up-to-date information. Let me get you that information now. Like I said, the attack by the USS Carrier Strike Group has now commenced against the Houthi rebels in Yemen. We are striking different positions. Let me get this on the screen. This is coming in right now live. Let me get you the latest information. Breaking news. The Daily Reporter 6 minutes ago. Live image of incident. Breaking American forces are bombing the Hodaya port. Joe Biden is scheduled to make an announcement to the American people later tonight. So that will be announced. Military POV is reporting 8 minutes ago, Pentagon, he attacked almost 10 Houthi targets in Yemen. So, according to the latest information, 10 targets around Yemen were hit by the U.S. Navy, by fighter jets and by missiles. Now, this is a picture of the one of the targets that were hit just a few hours ago, I guess.
See U.S. and Britain, they launched a mass attack on Yemen, and Joe Biden's to speak later tonight. This is what all from off-grid desert was going into, and we see that Houthi rebels, Yemen, that they're backed by Iran. So like I said, this is all biblical prophecy, Ezekiel chapter 38, to come to pass. Here. Jeremiah chapter 51. In verse 46. Jeremiah chapter 51, in verse 46. And lest your heart faint, and ye fear for the rumor that ye shall be heard in the land, a rumor shall both come 1 year, and after that in another year shall come a rumor, and violence in the land. So let's get that word rumor. For the rumor, report, news, rumor, like the scriptures say, who have believed our report. Okay, so this is letting you know this is a report, it's news. Okay, so that's what a rumor is. So we're gonna hear about these strikes. We're gonna hear about these stories. Okay, we're gonna hear about these rumors of wars, because we're approaching World War III. So we'll hear rumors. Like Yahushua said, you will hear rumors of wars, roughly paraphrasing. And that's what we're hearing. Because the moves these nations are making, it's eventually going to be a slaughter. That's going to happen. Because it's going to be a lot of bloodshed, war. But it's going to just amp up. There's going to be a lot of more bloodshed and war. And then it's going to go nuclear. Okay, that's why before World War III, the MOT to the B got to be implemented. So because these TBDCs are around the corner, and so that's on the way soon. That's on the way soon. The MOTB, and this war is just going to continue to escalate because these Israelis are provoking Iran, getting into a conflict. And we see what just happened. They just attacked the Houthi rebels, and that's backed by Iran. So Iran's going to jump in and go against the U.S., as we can see, Yahweh Radazah. I'm just seeing it from my perspective. I'm not saying that's going to happen, just on my point of view on it. This is all biblical prophecy that will lead to Russia getting involved, because Iran's backed by Russia, Ezekiel chapter 38. And we know what the Israelis want, because they can't handle this on their own. They can't handle Iran on their own. They're used to just pushing buttons on a desk, that type of war. They're not used to going out there and really fighting. The U.S. doesn't stand a chance against Iran either. The Scott Ritter went into that, how the U.S. doesn't stand a chance. They got a lot of missiles, Iran. They got a lot of missiles. Scott Ritter was saying they're going to bring a lot of death and destruction, like it's the most destruction they haven't seen since World War II. The U.S. doesn't have the military capacity to prevail in this situation. That's what Scott Ritter was going into, and they can't handle Iran. That's why he's saying that they can't invade him. He was saying that they can't say no to Israel either, because Israel owns them. Roughly paraphrasing, that's what I seen in the video what Scott Ritter was going into. They won't tell Israel no because it's prophecy. So let's get that right there. Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will. Yeah, so Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is the one controlling these leaders, anyone in authority or with authority. Okay, so he has them in motion to do his will, his agenda, to lead America, Babylon the Great, being destroyed, and the residue of the heathen being in slavery, starting with Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. So then Yahweh Shai's kingdom is going to be on earth as it is in heaven. He's going to reign with his elect in a righteous estate. So Yahweh Radazah, this is edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, praise to Yahweh Bashem and Mashiach Malak Yahweh Shai. Peace, salutation, hopeful elect, scattered abroad across the four corners of the earth, learning and teaching this gospel with truth and sincerity, waiting on the second coming of our Lord Savior Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Shalom.